Hey everyone, it's Greg Schillinglaw for Insider Travel Report here on the beautiful island of Barbados. Here hanging out with Patricia Afonso Da, CEO and Group General Manager of Ocean Hotels Group, and we're talking about their new property, O2, Beach Club and Spa, as well as the Sea Breeze Beach House, and everything else that's going on the island. So let's get to it. So Patricia, obviously it's such an exciting time for Ocean Hotels right now. I mean, you have a new property opening. It's a beautiful beachfront property on the southern coast of Barbados. You know, what should travelers know about it?
Well, they should absolutely know that it really is a fabulous location, first and foremost. The beach there is truly spectacular. I mean, we have 130 beautiful rooms and suites. The accommodation is super comfortable. We have 4 restaurants, 7 bars, because you always need to be steps away from the water in some form or fashion. We'll have an amazing spa, 5,600 square foot spa, and a gorgeous 9th floor restaurant. And on top of that, we have 3 pools and a whole host of other amazing amenities as well.
There's some things to do, I'd say.
Oh, loads of stuff to do. And I mean, the thing is there are loads of stuff to do at O2, but really the beauty of Barbados is all the things to do outside of the resort. And I think with all of our properties and with our brand, the real kind of ethos is this whole authentic connection to the destination. So we want our guests to experience the destination and all that's best about it at our properties. But we also really want them to be encouraged to go out into the community, go out onto the island and explore. So actually, we've kind of developed this whole set of learn to and how to experiences that kind of give people a little bit of a view into things to do on the island, whether it's, how to make a rum punch, how to blow a conch shell, how to make fish cakes. And then we try to kind of set them off in the direction of where they might find the best of those things outside of the hotel.
I know we've gotten to experience a little bit of that while we've been here, and it's just been nice to actually get out on the island. I mean, so many all-inclusives you go to, and it's a great all-inclusive experience, but you never leave the resort. Here, that's not the goal. You really do want people to experience the island.
Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say that Barbados, the island is the resort. Yeah. And, we pride ourselves on having a host of different types of activities and experiences for guests to enjoy. And I think it's really limiting your experience if we can provide a fabulous experience if really all you want to do is to just come and chill. Mm-hmm. But I think, when you're in a destination like Barbados that offers amazing dining, whether it's street food or fine dining, whether it's going out for a trek or a hike as you did on the weekend, or doing an Atlantis submarine, there's the obvious types of things, and then there's a whole host of off the beaten track types of things that are fun to do in Barbados.
So in terms of the rooms themselves and the accommodations, what are the different categories and what can guests expect when they get on property?
Right. So we actually offer rooms in 3 collections, we call them. So we have our club collection, which is really more of a traditional hotel room. Then we have our luxury collection rooms, which are new rooms that we've literally just built. Those are junior suites. They have come in ocean view categories, swim up categories, and oceanfront categories, and those you can have king beds or double queens. And then we have our absolutely gorgeous concierge collection rooms. Those rooms are kind of in excess of 800 square foot, private bedroom, lovely living area. They have kitchens in them, which is kind of weird in an all-inclusive, but we've developed a whole product around the kitchens being in your rooms, so that if guests really, they want to have their favorite cereal in the cupboard in the morning, so if they don't feel like getting up and going down to breakfast, they can have it. That's included in your all-inclusive.
No, it's nice, but it is nice to have that option too.
Oh, it's a fantastic option. I mean, if you're like me and you're a foodie and you kind of want the option, sometimes you're out and you see something that looks great and you want to come home and try, let me try to cook this. Well, the kitchen's there. If you want a chef to come and cook it, you can do that too.
That's and I know we've really enjoyed that option too, just having a snack in the room. Absolutely. But also, that brings me to my next question, and that is the food. I mean, you obviously have so many different restaurants and so many different options. Can you just sort of walk us through what's new and?
Oh, sure. So, I mean, again, with an all-inclusive, but also in an island that prides itself on its food, you have to have variety. So we have a really lovely beachside restaurant called Bluefin, and that serves really lovely salads, great burgers, pizzas, all kind of made to order. We've then introduced our brand new Barisa Tapas Lounge, which is 8 floors up with the most spectacular views, and that restaurant has, small plate dining, so that's lovely if you want nibbles before or after dinner, or just nibbles for dinner. And then we have Elements, which is our really lovely main restaurant that offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast and lunch are typically buffet in that restaurant, but most nights are a la carte. And then we also offer live entertainment at that restaurant also. And then our creme de la creme is Oro, which is our beautiful fine dining restaurant, 9 floors up, just absolutely
decent view,
stunning views. 270 degrees worth of view. Most people we've taken up there said, "Oh my God, I've never seen Barbados from this high, other than when I'm taking off."
I have to say, it is like just seeing the new build, because it's a mix of new build, and then you obviously renovated the old building that was there as well. And I don't want to say old building because it was beautiful before all of this anyway. But I mean, you've added on. I mean, and you're still adding. So I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's going to be a new lobby as well that you're still working on.
So I mean, the whole experience has changed. I mean, not just from the fact that we've gone from an EP type property to an all-inclusive, but moving into that real true luxury space. I think everything from the guest arrival to every aspect of their experience really needs to be above and beyond. So the new reception offers stunning views as soon as you come into the property, beautiful high ceilings, that really lovely feeling of space and relaxation. The new pool, the new pool we have has a lovely swim up bar, but it also touches 6 of the rooms on the property. So I mean, again, I think really if you're honeymooners, it's a really beautiful location. A big demographic that we're talking to or looking at is empty nesters. I mean, if you think about it, there's so many people, their kids have gone off to school. Sure. They now have the time. They're still at a stage in their life where they don't just want to come and flop on a beach. And then our multi-bedroom suites, our 2-bedroom suites also are nicer if you have, 2 families traveling together. Sure. Or grandparents with their kids. So there's some really great options there.
So in terms of the larger Ocean Hotels brand, I was wondering if you could just take us through the other properties that you have and how O2 fits in with what else you're able to offer.
Yeah, so Ocean Hotels as a brand, I mean, we're an independent group of hotels. We're privately owned, we're locally owned. Those things are all important in a world that's fast turning into brands in the business. But we have our smallest property is South Beach, which is fantastic location if you're an independent traveler, right in the middle of the South Coast. You can get on the boardwalk, walk to all sorts of different restaurants, bars, etc. We then have Seabreeze Beach House, which is where we're standing right now. Absolutely gorgeous, family friendly, just laid back luxury. The whole beach house name says it all. So
and there's definitely always a sea breeze.
Yes.
Yeah, you certainly
always a sea breeze. When we did some major changes to the property about 3 years ago, we really thought, well, should we change the name? And we went all around and ended back up at Sea Breeze because it really is the most appropriate. But this property offers a fantastic beach experience. We have a wonderful kids club, a teen lounge. And the thing with this property is it has 2 very different elements. So we have an adults only pool area and jacuzzi area. So if you are here as a couple without kids, you do have that feeling of space and kind
there's
of
a little bit of an escape.
Yes, and if you are with your family, then the family pool area, which adjoins our beach and water sports and so on, is available as well. And then, of course, we've chatted about O2. So, that's more couples, older families, families with older kids. So really something for everyone. Our tagline, your holiday, your way, that kind of says it all.
It makes sense. But yeah, Patricia, obviously safety is top of mind these days with the pandemic, and we're all making our way through this, and I think there's certainly a level of comfort at how we handle things now. In terms of safety precautions, what have you been able to put in place not only to keep travelers safe but also your staff?
Yeah. So, I mean, from the beginning of the pandemic, it's all about educating our teams as to what the virus is about, how to keep themselves safe, how to keep our guests safe. So, and there are a whole slew of national protocols with respect to mask wearing, social distancing, sanitizing. We now have, a vaccination available on the island, and we've encouraged all of our staff to go that route. We're just under 80% of our entire team now vaccinated and still moving forward on that. At the hotel, there are, sanitizing stations across the property. throughout the pandemic, we did a lot of training with our staff, not just specific to the pandemic, but also use the time that where we had very few guests to kind of help them learn a new skill, develop the skills that they have. So we tried in navigating through the pandemic to keep our entire team, which we did, which was tough when you've only got 3 guests in house. But at the end of the day, I think it was it was a good decision. Our team are our most important asset, really. And, yes, it possibly would have been easier and probably less expensive to kind of take a different decision. But in the end, we've ended up with people who really feel a sense of connection to the property. They love our guests. And as I said, over the course of the time that they had more time available, they've been really able to, up their game and improve their skills. And that bodes well for everybody at the end of the day.
As someone who's overseeing all of this, I mean, you're dealing with a pandemic, a renovation, rebrand. How have you been able to get through all of this and not only get through, but thrive? Yeah,
well, I think for me at the beginning of the pandemic, it was really all about structure, because everything in the world felt totally unstructured and unscripted.
Sure.
You didn't know what was coming next. And so I think the way I've dealt with it and tried to help my teams deal with it is, that we have a plan, we have a focus, we have a goal that we can control. Sure. We know with O2 it was getting to the opening. With Seabreeze it was all about keeping that contact with our team and really making sure that when we did reopen, everybody was comfortable, the property looked great.
Sure.
So
which it certainly does.
And personally, just finding a way of having your day unfold that you knew kind of what was going to happen. So at least that little piece of your life, you felt like you had control, and it worked. It worked. That's all I can say. I think everybody had a different strategy, but that one worked for me. And I started hiking and running, so those were good things as well.
We were lucky enough to go on one of your hikes, and I can tell you, it was a beautiful way to see the island. So we're very thankful for that. I guess in wrapping, my last question for you is, any advice for the travel advisor community, just in terms of selling, your portfolio of brands and what they can advise their clientele on what to expect when they get here?
Yeah, well, I think for the travel advisors, one of the things we're really trying to do is make sure that those travel advisors and the people who sell us know that they can reach out to us. So I think the main thing is give us as much or find out as much about your client as possible. What are their likes? What are the things they want to do? What, everything from what's their budget to what's their vision of a holiday in Barbados, so that we can help direct them to which of our 3 properties works best for them. If you're a couple, for example, and you're here on a honeymoon, I would highly recommend our luxury suites at O2 Beach Club and Spa. If you want that experience where you feel it's more like a villa room type experience, then our concierge collection rooms are larger. They have experience ambassadors and service ambassadors assigned to the room. So really it's about giving us as much information about that guest as possible to make sure that you're choosing the right room type to recommend to them.
Sure.
We also provide a tremendous amount of information to our trade partners, whether it's through webinars. We love to have trade partners come and stay with us. So if you're on the island and you can come and spend a few days with us to actually experience the property, that's far and away the best way to be able to sell it. And then our sales and marketing department, led by Jackie McDermott, who is our sales and marketing manager. You just need to reach out to them. If there's any information you need, we'd be more than happy, and we're pretty quick at turning things around. So.
Well, Patricia, thank you again for having us. And it's such an exciting time with O2 opening. Seabreeze is, of course, beautiful itself. So thank you, and we'll have to come back again sometime soon.
Well, you're welcome anytime, Greg, and thank you so much.